be able to see me in there, red, orange, and yellow guy.
Yep.
So this will definitely work tonight. That means I'm the hottest thing inside the frame right now. Yeah, see, jokes. But anyway, I do it every night, and bridal parties. Oh my God. Especially if they come up like half lit, like they're on, so somebody's on the ground cracking up. But anyway, or they're flirting with me all night long, and my wife doesn't appreciate that. But anyway, so you're looking for cold spots, like I said. They're going to be blue and black. That's why I make the joke at the beginning.
All right.
So the blue and black is always going to be in there because in reference to a piece of heat, it's obviously going to turn to the opposite effect. We're looking for those blue and black areas to either move or to take shape on their own. So when I say take shape, I want a head, shoulders, moving arms and legs. That's what we've caught with this guy in the past. That's hopefully what we're going to capture again. So now, I always like to throw stats at you guys. So I do this every single night. I'm average out here 5 nights a week, minimum. So I capture about 4 to 5 pieces on this guy per year that I will put my stamp of approval on, that it is legitimately a piece of paranormal evidence. So do I have dozens of others where I'm like, I don't know, it's kind of on the fence? Yeah, I do. But I do. Again, I'm not a TV show host, nor am I a YouTuber. I don't know what the hell you guys are watching. Yeah, Sam and Colby just came in both your brains, didn't they? Yeah, I figured. Sorry, they're famous YouTuber, ghost hunting guys.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like,
I know.
rarely.
Yeah. So how old are the two of you? Just
23.
23? All right. So with this, obviously we know what we're looking for.
Oh, yeah.
And just leave it running for the entire time that we are in a space. No need to record in between spaces and recreating the Blair Witch Project, if you know what that reference is. So, some of the younger people don't. Again, you'll leave it running because if you hit the record button by the time you think you saw something, it's already gone.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so again, a lot of times you capture things and it's only there for a split second and then it's gone. At any rate, I normally kind of joke around that you're not on a ghost tour. So if it's your first time, like thinking you're on a ghost tour, good luck with future ghost tours because I'm going to surpass anything you've ever going to do in the future. But anyway, I love how she's so focused. Welcome to a parking lot. Congrats, you made it. I told you, I take you to weird spots. So what's going to happen at this location and how this one's going to work is we are going to go over the history of what goes on here, and then we're going to kind of take a few laps around here, and I'll kind of take a few notes and then bring us back and give you all of the answers to show you how it all ties together. So this location is very unique because obviously no other ghost tours are coming here because there's nothing to see. They have nothing to show. It's not, hey, look at the creepy building, here's a creepy story. You know what I mean? Like, we're in a parking lot. But anyway, this place used to be the Charles and Eliza Pinckney Mansion. So first and foremost, for the 2 communication devices that we're using, this is where I start withholding that information on purpose. I will not be giving you questions here like what color was George Washington's white horse. Just kind of keep that in the back of your brain. I'm going to give you guys focus questions to kind of either focus on or say out loud, and then hopefully you're looking for the answers out of your devices. That's kind of how this is going to go after we go through the history. So who the heck were Charles and Eliza Pinckney? They had a son named Charles. They had a nephew named Charles. That's 3 Chucks, in case you weren't paying attention. The son and the nephew were signers of the Constitution for South Carolina. That's a big deal for us, but I hate politics more than all of you combined. So if I don't give the gentlemen their recognition, though, they will do it for me nastily on a spirit box. So I just give them their recognition every night, and we move on to Eliza. She has a much better story anyway. Eliza, where's the board? Oh, I've got somebody pulled over. I'm seeing a stop sign flashing, and I'm like, what is going on? Am I busted? We gotta run. But anyway, we're gonna talk about Eliza. Her history is much better. She marries Charles at a young age according to today's standards. I say it like that because if you're gonna ask her how old she was when she got married, do not expect numbers from colonial times when young ladies got married at the ages of 12 and 14. Think of today's standards because the husband was over double her age when they married. It was creepy then, it's creepy now. Just like to point that out. So, she married him because her father was over in England. He thinks he's dying. He's trying to bring all his kids home one last time so he could see him. Eliza didn't believe he was dying, so she stayed put, got married. It's 1744. You don't get married in that particular year to get a green card. We're not even a country yet. There's no such thing. So she did marry him out of true love. Like, this is a love story. There's nothing horrific about this location. If anything, it is a place of respect.
I know, but I still have to do the cars. Yeah.
Or just straight to the ground. That's fine too.
Sure.
Yeah, people get really weirded out about that. Wouldn't be the first or last time that I'll ever get yelled at by having a thermal imaging camera by somebody's car. But, so back to Eliza. She was correct. Dad didn't die right away, and instead he starts sending her gifts from England to where you're standing. One of those gifts happened to be the plant seeds of indigo. It's a plant that makes blue dye that makes your blue jeans blue. That's how we use it today. And when you're in South Carolina, you're going to hear a lot about indigo. It's a big deal for us. This is basically where it started. When she got her seeds, though, she had no idea. Do you have something on there? You've got this smirk on your face. What's
Dope.
it? Oh, it was dope, yo. But
You
anyway.
said indigo, and I was thinking indigo.
She gets her seeds, has no idea what to do with them. She learns from her servants and slaves how to keep it cultivated, because it's not always hot here, believe it or not. And then she learned how to make the dye, moved it to a cash crop, and got a hold of Dad overseas and told him that the rice plantations were going to go downhill. They were going to make a killing with the indigo. And we now have an international businesswoman during colonial times. It's something absolutely unheard of. You just don't hear about these things too often. So that's the boring business stuff of Eliza. Let's get into the weird shit, because that's why you guys are here. So based off of the communication devices that we're using tonight, I'm going to give you guys focus questions. So Macy, you're going to be focused on Eliza's death. She's pretty open about talking about it. By the way, do not ask questions about the children. Don't even think about them. I know that that's a hard thing to do when especially when I'm saying it right now, but we're near the anniversary of a very tragic happening with her children, so just stay away from the topic. But Eliza's death herself, she's pretty open about it. How old she was, these are the 4 things that we normally get answers to. How old she was when she died, what she died from, where she's buried, and which president was a pallbearer at her funeral. Okay. So again, very specific questions. If you decide to go rogue and focus on something else other than the children, just be respectful and no yes/no questions. Because again, I'm not going to take yes/nos as paranormal evidence ever. At least not with this type of spirit box. Your particular unit usually only gives us 1 or 2 words at a time. You're going to be focused on the mansion's not here anymore. What happened to it? Obviously, it's some type of tragedy, and if we get the what, we will often get 2 or 3 numbers from the exact date of when that tragedy occurred. Now, keep in mind, I just gave 2 people like focus questions, so it doesn't mean that you can't focus on things either.
Okay.
But the answers can literally go anywhere. So if she's asking a question, you might get the answer, might go to the audio of your camera or the audio of my voice recorder. We never know. As far as your EMF goes, again, you're definitely going to escalate it. So if you get a 2.5, have you seen any numbers yet?
Just 0.1, 0.2.
Okay, that's natural. That's coming off the Earth. That's why it's measuring. It goes all the way up to 1.1 that I would consider a natural reading from the Earth.
Okay, now we just jumped. Oh, we jumped to 2.9 and dropped. Now it's 2.7.
Okay, so I'll take that. Now we're going to escalate it. 2.9
Now it went to 0, 0.
is now going to be your baseline. So don't give me anything below the 2.9. If you get
Okay.
a 5 a minute or 2 from now, then don't tell me anything below the 5.
Okay.
While we're doing that in one space, I'll give you a new baseline for every new location.
Okay.
Most of the time it'll be 2.5. But yeah, 2.9, we're on the right path, so at least we got to start. The average for this location as far as the spike goes is between 18 to 22.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'll explain what those numbers actually mean with things around your house when we leave the space, because you're going to see that things skyrocket, I'm hoping. 5 out of 7 nights a week that I'm down here, we get an 18 to a 22. And that's astronomical for any other location that we'll be visiting tonight. I don't know what the hell these people are doing in that car, but I was actually going to just start, pacing around and kind of seeing what we're going to find here, since you guys are doing all the work. We're going to start with Macy. What have you heard so far? What's sticking out?
Well, I just heard 28 years.
28 years. Okay, so maybe number 28. Okay.
Other than that, it's just like static kind of. Nothing like.
Even if it's a song you recognize, I don't care who's singing it. I care about what the lyric was.
I mean, I heard the song "Obsessed," but it was like.
But what was the lyric of
It
that
was
song?
heard something like da da da. So it wasn't like a word. It was
Okay,
like
got
a
it.
humming.
Yeah, got it.
Oh.
What do you got now?
Beat.
Oh, she was to the beat.
I swear that thing is not like taking words from you. It's literally taking it from the radio stations. Why I'm saying that is because I said the word neck and then you had the word neck.
Yeah.
You just said the word beat and it said the word beat.
Yeah.
Like, so either somebody's paying attention to us and just repeating whatever we have going on, but it's literally like those are the radio hertz up there. That's how it's listening.
Okay.
So it's just sweeping through all of the radio stations quicker than what she's listening to it on. If it sees something that it recognizes, it puts it on the screen. I'm excited. We got a little bit of something going on here. So we're gonna just take a few laps and see what we can get. Just again, Tourette syndrome. Spit
Okay,
it out.
I was gonna say part of the song was "I Know You Love Me."
Okay.
No. Should have said no.
Very vague, but definitely you see where I'm going. Like I'm looking for those factual pieces we can actually prove. Feelings you can't really prove. And a lot of people, for some odd reason, hear the word "high" in here all the time. That's not a term that they would use in colonial times. So again, I like to point out, like, know your damn ghost. She's from 1744. For God's sake. Like, she's not saying, "Hi, everybody." Not to mention she's from England.
Yeah.
So, kind of see how this goes. Yeah, let's take a couple laps around here, see what we got going on. So, Leah, unfortunately, being the videographer for us isn't always the most exciting job, but you guys can always swap things out. I don't care. I mean, you guys are all family, so have fun with this.
Okay.
So yeah, let's take a few laps and just get away from this crazy SUV. They're probably planning to kill us all right now. Did I say that out loud? I sure did.
We'll have it on video right now.
Yeah.
Turn over thermal imaging to the court. They're trying to kill us around here, I promise. Can't you see their body temperatures?
Alright, so we are just at 10.1.
Ooh.
Okay, here's a new base. You guys tell me where you want to go. I just want to stay away from the two cars. Let's see what else we got going on. I want Macy to start like literally having diarrhea of the mouth.
Oh.
Yeah, I know it seems like a weird thing that we're in the middle of a parking lot, but it's literally one of the most active spaces ever. Spit it out whenever you hear it.
That's
Say it
part
as you hear it. Got anything weird on there, Leah, that you can
No.
see? So remember, you're just looking for anything that's going to be, if you keep one of us in view, it kind of helps keep the reference of heat to cold. So the more you keep us in there, the easier it'll actually be to find cold spots.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, whenever a person popped up, I kind of avoided it, but when I knew it was you guys.
yeah, but yeah,
Okay.
if it's one of us for sure, I mean,
Fine,
obviously
okay.
I'm on film all the time.
Yeah,
Doesn't
not
bother
the
me
other
at all.
randoms.
Any other numbers? Any other words we need to know about?
No, nothing new came up.
She did say the word baby though.
Diabetes.
Again, you don't know if somebody died from diabetes.
Huh?
We are talking about the 1700s. You don't know if somebody died. Not that I know that diabetes was a disease that was known back then,
Yeah.
but she heard it.
Hmm.
It's usually the things that people laugh about that are probably the most relevant. Because it's just something you wouldn't hear on the radio. That's why they're laughing about it.
So she's hearing like
Literally, like just
radio, and then also just a word will come out and stick out.
yeah. So just think of like that tune button in your car where it just sweeps all the radio stations. Exact same thing. Only it doesn't stop. Like to find a good station and a good signal, it just every once in a while she can make out something that's going on in there. It's not an easy job. And some people like literally suck at that job so bad, and that's why we record it, because we don't know what's going to pop up when I review it. Because I'm going to find literally something almost every single 5-minute interval. I'm going to find something weird in there. Names and numbers usually don't lie. All right, now that the car moved, let's wander. It's making everybody feel uncomfortable. Gotta get out of here. Also, keep in mind, I'm here every night. Eliza knows what the hell we're going to be asking, so she knows what we're all focused on. I'm surprised you're not getting more words from here.
No, this is our first time.
Oh yeah, you said you were in Savannah before.
Oh yeah, my husband and we were driving up from South Florida and decided to pit stop over to Savannah.
It's a good pit stop. I actually
It was,
have
okay, 13.4. Oh, 17.3.
4773.
Oh, 25.1.
Mom's numbers keep going up.
So now it's just going to be now the little blinky light device I brought out earlier. It only goes to 25. So Now you can see why I don't use it.
Yeah.
I literally thought she was just going to be having Tourette syndrome, like through this whole thing.
What?
I thought you were going to have like Tourette syndrome, like we were going to have to calm you down to like stop talking.
It's just like, it doesn't like, I don't know.
Nothing sticking out.
Now
Nothing
to you
like-
it might not seem like it sticks,
Okay.
but if it could be something that's factual instead of like how somebody feels about something, like I love you or anything like that, I can't prove that stuff. But if you hear anything else, literally anything else, just spit it out.
Okay.
Leah's like, I should have done that job.
No.
So where's the husband?
At home. This is just a girls' trip.
Okay. I heard he was so anxious.
Okay. Still a feeling, but I like it. It's kind of a, you don't hear phrases like that. What was he anxious about and who the hell are they talking about?
Okay, that was weird.
What?
I just got a whiff of like the garbage and nose came up.
Wait, what?
She got a whiff of the garbage and then the word nose came up.
That's crazy.
You know you don't like have to hang on to that. You can just control things with the volume. You don't have to like keep taking it on and off.
Oh,
You can
otherwise I will not pay attention.
Okay. Your call.
ADHD?
It's your night. I'm just trying to help what most people do.
Okay, I'll try it.
So anxious. Oh, good. The other car's leaving. Yay. The whole space to ourselves. Now on a weekend, and I'm always sold out on the weekends.
Yeah.
Like this place is packed, and I got 10 people with me.
Oh.
So it limits the amount of space that we have. And I have 2 other cameras going too, so I'm trying to monitor 3 cameras. Like, please don't film cars, please don't film cars. Like, but again,
Yeah.
this place is so active all the time.
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Kind of give her a few more minutes and see what else we can get out of it. Come on, Eliza, we're not going to be staying long. Throw at us whatever you want to. Actually getting disembodied voices out of that device, it does happen, just not as often as what they show you on TV.
Huh.
Like I usually tell people I get about 12 to 15 a year, and I can prove that it wasn't radio chatter. Nothing else but my lab.
Yes, but we overnighted last night in Nashville. Yeah, so like, well, I knew we were going to be getting here in the evening, so I was like, all right, perfect, let's do a ghost tour that first evening because that's all we're going to have time to do today, so it works.
Okay. Alright, she's not gonna hear.
Every heartbeat.
What color is a big red barn? Heart.
Red.
Eliza, last chance. I'm gonna wrap this one up. Can you give us something a little bit more definitive? No numbers, no words.
Wire.
What was it?
Wire?
One. This is that one. I only know that we've gotten all the way up to 25. There's some nights I come in here and get like,
Can't hurry, Mom.
kind of an ironic thing.
Maybe cancer? I don't know if they said cancer or not.
Word consensus.
Eliza, one last thing. Can you give us at least the year you died? Something more definitive? I could show these ladies that you're actually here. Like, there's good stuff in what you say, but nothing where I'm like super confused.
Yeah.
Well, one of them is.
Jesus.
You're in the holy city. That's gonna happen.
Whoa.
All right, let's move to the back. That's our time to call it. Yeah, you can stop your video.
Stop it.
Here. Get long shots because we're gonna pretty much stay just like this through the whole time that we're here. So I would even say like just hold it down like this to try to get a long shot of the alley. And then if somebody's gonna come through this alley, because this is literally like the staple for ghost tours, somebody's gonna pass through. They're gonna come out of the ivy wall because there are some steps over there. Don't be alarmed. Or they'll come in the same way that we did. Now, if you see somebody walking towards us, like regular tourists just coming from off the opposite end, just go ahead and point it to the ground and bring it into the circle. Because they're just regular tourists. Now, they're allowed to walk all the way through, but tourists can't. I'll explain. Because that's Remy, by the way, in case you're wondering. Anybody not know who Remy is?
No.
You guys not watch Disney movies?
Oh, the rat.
Yeah. We're in his domain. He won't harm us.
Mom's terrified of that.
I'm here every night. He's fine. Sometimes I put him on a leash and I walk him. It's fine.
You gonna start with the
You'll be fine. We're actually fortunate because it's really not that warm down here. This is normally like really hot in comparison here. Do you have something else?
Oh, no, the
I'm sorry, you look like you were
slur-
going to say
slur-
something.
I was. So you said tourists are not allowed to walk through here?
We're only allowed to go down so far.
Oh, tours. I thought you said tourists.
Oh, tourists can.
Yeah, that's why I was like, how
Yeah,
would we know
tourists
not to?
can't.
Tour
Yeah,
versus
so-
tourist. Gotcha.
So Charleston is one of those cities where it used to be where you had to have a license to be a tour guide. And I actually, when I got into tourism, that person starting that company was looking for people that didn't have a tour guide license because he was fighting, like, we shouldn't be licenses based off of what this entails, which is pretty crazy. So he actually kind of recruited me out of my 6-figure salary to come do this. Yeah, it's kind of a crazy, nutty thing for me to do, but I rolled the dice and I said I want to use all my degrees, let's go. So here we are, but I don't work with him anymore, but I did learn a lot of things along the way, and this location is one of them. Here's how this story goes. Every ghost tour comes down here, like I said, it's a staple. We all tell the same damn story. I'm just going to give you a few extra details because we're ghost hunting, and this guy likes to follow me around. This guy's story has been told for like the past 40 to 50 years on ghost tours. I'm the only one that ever communicates back. That's why he follows me around. So not to brag or anything, but the guy, he just follows me, and I don't want to say he's harmless, but because he's not, but you get the point. Here's how it goes. The doctor moves down here from Rhode Island. His name is Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd. If you hear the song Brown Eyed Girl while we're here, it's not coincidence. We get it all the time because it's part of his name.
Okay.
So just kind of keep that in mind. Anyway, he moves here because he's supposed to get married to his fiancée, Amanda. Amanda just inherited a lot of money from her dead parents, and she has an attorney helping her out with all of the cash she just got. But the attorney thinks that Dr. Ladd is just after Amanda's money. So he tells Amanda, get rid of that doctor. So he comes down here to Charleston to prove that he's not after Amanda's money.
Just tell me, is it a squirrel? Or is it really a rat?
It's a rat.
It really is?
It really is. I'm not lying to you.
Oh my god. Alright.
No, he's fine. He's not going to harm us. He's never come near
It's
us.
just for Remy.
People will come by and won't like run across my feet.
No, if he's going to run across, he goes over there. Like, he'll be fine. He's never harmed me. I've been coming here for almost 5 years. He's never come across anybody's feet. Ever.
My heart rate just went off on my watch. Alright.
Watch this.
Where's that doctor?
She's going to make the EMF reader go
Where's
off.
the doctor? I may need him.
We'll keep going. Get your mind off of this whole Remy thing. Sorry, didn't mean to freak you out. Like, it's meant to freak you out, but not meant to freak you out.
Western.
So,
Terrifying.
Western?
Western.
Oh.
Jail.
Yeah, I don't take you to the jail. So where was I? Oh, Doc moves down
Doctor
here.
Amanda.
Yeah, so he moves down here to prove he's not after her money, and on his way into town, he had a coachman set him up to be robbed and killed. It's kind of like having a really bad Uber driver, by the way, if you really think about it, in today's world. But not a very good start to his stay in Charleston, but somebody was walking by and seeing what was about to happen because he knew the coachman. So somebody walking by was named Ralph Isaacs. I stop on his name slowly because he has the same initials as where the doctor came from. So I have another device. It acts like a digital Ouija board, but it's basically one of those, but gives us letters instead.
What was Amanda's name?
Amanda.
What was her last name?
We don't know. I have Doug and Doug. What do you have?
A.M.
I have dug for her name literally for almost 5 years and can't find it.
Okay.
Very interesting. It'd be very cool if she came up with an M last name, like Montgomery, or you know what I mean, something along those lines.
I admit, it just came up.
But Ralph, he tells the doctor, dude, I know this guy. He's going to try to kill you. Why don't you come with me? I got friends at 59 Church Street. You can rent a room over there instead, and you'll be safe. Good to go. Doc took him up on the offer. The two gentlemen became friends. Now, the longer the doctor stays here, the more money he's making. He's proving his point. He's not after Amanda's money. He's making his own. So she gets wind of this, and she's moving down here soon, so they could be married. Dr. Ladd then became known as the Whistling Doctor. Here's why I hate the story. It's a giant cliche. Every haunted city you will ever visit has a cliched whistling ghost. Ours just happens to be a doctor. Now, you're standing in what we call Philadelphia Alley, but it used to be called Dueler's Alley during these times. Let's talk about that and why we're telling you about the doctor. Dr. Ladd and Ralph go see plays together, but they can't sit next to each other because the doctor makes more money. That's the hierarchy of Charleston. He gets better seats. So on the way home from seeing Richard III one night, they're arguing over the new actress that they just saw, and Doc thought she was great. Ralph didn't. The argument turns into Ralph then insulting the doctor's fiance, Amanda, back home on Rhode Island, and they go their separate ways. So, let these folks pass through. Pretty sure that was like a tour guide. It's just weird to see another tour so small. Like I will come down here for 2 people, but my tickets are expensive. You guys know that already. Like they're not. They're like $20 to $25. Like they should be packing the house. I'm sorry, did I say all that shit out loud? I sure as hell did. Like, I'm just looking at them confused. Like who are these people? But anyway, so Ralph places an ad in the paper telling the whole city of Charleston what he thinks of the doctor. Doc saw the ad. And he rebutted with, let's just go to Dueler's Alley. Let's settle this shit. Somebody's gonna die. Keep in mind that this argument started over an actress. Yeah, the two gents came down here back to back, took their 10 paces away from each other. They turn, Doc points his gun in the air, and he shoots. He did not want to kill his friend. He just wanted to have the courage to show up. But Ralph has his 1 bullet still, and he puts it in the kneecap on the doctor.
Ooh.
Doc didn't die. Instead, he fell to the ground, and Ralph proved his point. He's still pissed and not willing to forgive. Doctor was picked up by his friends and taken home to 59 Church Street, where he died 10 days later, November 2nd of 1786, after refusing medical treatment. I'm going to point out 2 things. It's 1786. Gunshot wounds are a lot different back then than what we know of them now.
Yeah.
Secondly, he's a doctor. He probably just thought he had lead poisoning and tried to bleed it out himself, but obviously he failed. Now, every ghost tour that comes down here will tell their guests to listen for the whistles. So we have a camera running plus my voice recorder. If we're going to capture a disembodied whistle, it'll be on one of these 2 devices. However, on Macy's device, I have countless amounts of whistling parts of songs and the word doctor from a commercial immediately after. 5 years of coming here, dozens of them. It's part of the reason why I keep coming down here. I do have some disembodied whistles coming from a little bit crazier of a voice recorder that I'll experiment with here on the weekends, just because we don't do one of the locations on the weekends because it's too loud. So I use another one down here. We have a couple of little, like, okay, in the event that the 3 of you are going to be here walking around downtown and you walk all the way through the alley, and you're going to use your voice recorders from your phone, just remember that every local knows this damn story, and anybody walking up and down Queen or Cumberland Street, we all throw a whistle down the alley. So if other tours were down here, somebody, I guarantee you, if they were passing by us, would throw us a whistle, because that's what everybody does. However, let me tell you why I can't take you all the way through. The alley didn't go all the way through the way we came in at one point, before it was Dueler's Alley. There used to be a wall about halfway between where we are with the gate and Cumberland Street. The reason why is this is where they kept the livestock for the city of Charleston. So cows, goats, and chickens are all down here. Now, why am I telling you this? That means that the bricks down on the other side are older than the ones we're standing on. Those are sun-dried bricks from slave children. There's a full handprint from a slave child in one of those bricks and some fingerprint swipes in others. I used to take my groups all the way through for a history lesson. Nothing paranormal about it because you already know how I feel about graves. That's the last place you're going to find that kid near that brick that he created, right? So November 26th of 2020, I took my entire party of 10 down there for their history lesson. They all stopped. They're huddled around that damn brick waiting for something to happen with all the gear I handed out. I know nothing's going to happen, so I'm trying to shoo them along. We're also outside the dining room window of the beautiful mansion at the end of the alley. I'm trying not to piss off the neighbor, but I did. I was just trying to be respectful. I didn't realize we were out of bounds for tours. He came out screaming. My daughter, who was probably 13 or 14 at the time, thought it was hysterical, and she's laughing, like, she's on the ground. She's laughing so hard. So, at any rate, we moved on. The next day was Thanksgiving. I don't tour on Thanksgiving because I used to work in upper management for Walmart, and you guys like to fight over towels on Thanksgiving. You guys get the point. I don't do Thanksgiving ever again. So the next day was the 28th. I called my partner that I told you about earlier, and he laughed at me just like my daughter did. I'm trying to figure out what to do next because I'm sold out again for Black Friday. And he's like, you're going to have to reroute your group, man. Figure it out. And he hung up. So I told my group that night, I don't believe in the next story, and this is the story we actually have to skip tonight, is because I don't get into pirates, I'm into vampires. Like, that's kind of my thing. Pirates are not my thing. So, before we left the space, somebody with a spirit box heard the name Anne. I didn't tell them which pirate we were going to be investigating. The female pirate, Anne Bonny. Normally, if I tell you we're going to be discussing pirates, you'd think Blackbeard, right? So we get up and around the corner, I told them what I did know about pirates, and somebody else heard the number 300. I didn't know what that meant at the time, so I wrote it down. I went into the research of it. We were there November 28th of 2020. Anne Bonny's trial for piracy was November 28th of 1720. We were there on the exact 300-year anniversary of her pirate trial. So I normally get the, and wow, that's pretty cool. I was pissed off. Here's why. I told you, not into pirates, and here's why. I have a master's degree in creative writing. Okay, when I'm researching anything, it needs to be factual as much as possible, especially anything paranormal stuff like this. Pirate stories come from pirate lore, which was written 100 years after the golden age of piracy. That's a big gap. So whenever somebody found something, it was a shit ton of research and reading more books to try to find out what was going on. Well, lo and behold, here we are 4 years later. I've read all of those tons of books. But the problem is the place where I do that investigation now is kind of off limits for tours. So I was kind of like, are you kidding me right now? So I had to come up with, all right, because there was like 15 stories on the next corner. I went to the one where the anniversary of what goes on in that cemetery. It is a popular one for those tours as well, but we have the gear to be able to prove what's going on at that location in the event we get anything. So when we get up and around the corner, I'm going to take Leah's camera and I'm going to give her a new one. It's an apparition story. So hopefully we're going to capture a full-blown apparition with the camera that we have. Now, in the past week and a half that I've been going there, we haven't caught anything yet. Yeah, get a good clear shot of that. Macy, have you heard anything?
No. I mean, I heard push it.
Okay. I'm seeing like a 3, I saw a 3.9 on your device. And again, I know always look for like the 8s or above. I was just wondering if you had like your phone in your pocket or anything like that. It's going to make it go up to that 3.
Oh, my fanny pack, yeah.
Okay. Maybe that group wasn't a tour, because that was the same group that came back. So, and what are the last 4 or 5 terms out of our word device?
Appropriate,
Okay.
stretch, mind, and admit. Appropriate, stretch, mind, admit.
And Macy, you heard nothing the entire time we've been here?
I mean, it's like half of words, it seems like. Or it's going so fast, I can't keep up.
And it's as slow as it can go, just so
Yeah.
you know. I do that on
Or
purpose.
it's just like... Scrub is a kind of kid.
Huh?
Some scrubs.
Yeah, docs weren't wearing scrubs back then. They were still wearing suits. Oh, by the way, this gate behind me while we're just kind of chilling here. for
Yeah,
a
that's
minute.
cool. It's behind there.
So this gate, this kind of shows off my history and research. Remember I told you that there was a wall up this way?
Yep.
If there's a loser to the duel over here, this was the shortcut to get over to the cemetery on the other side of the wall. Otherwise, I got to walk all the way down to Queen Street, which you guys have already seen the length of it. They'd have to go all the way down and then double back to drop off the body. So again, I like to call this the death gate. The wrought iron that you see, in case you guys go on other tours, you might get something a little bit more detailed. This was probably put here in the early 1900s, but you can see that the archway is part of the original wall. So again, that's just the way it was made. The wrought iron work around here, you guys are gonna fall in love with just
So
because
this
it's all
is a cemetery?
So there's a courtyard right here,
Yes,
but just to the left is the cemetery to St. Philip's Church, which is exactly where we're going. Yep, that's actually our tallest steeple. And
Beautiful.
fun fact, no building can be taller than St. Philip's Church in Charleston.
Oh.
That's to keep our skyline looking like a bunch of steeples poking. That's why we're called the Holy City.
I didn't know that.
Yep. All right, Leah, go ahead and put a stop to your camera.